Let's keep this rolling. Let's move up the podium for the 450 SX class. Let's bring up third place finisher, Red Bull KTM's Marvin Musquin. Second place finisher, Red Bull KTM's Ryan Dungey. Make your way to the podium, please. And the big winner of round one of the season opener at Anaheim, HRC Honda's Kenny Roczen.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to keep this moving really quickly. We're going to immediately open up the floor to questions. Who's up?
Steph says, like, oh, make it short because take forever. Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is for all three of you. Could you each take me through your race and just tell me how it went? How about that?
Want me to start?
All right. Race went good. I was. You could really tell that for this year. I guess it's always Anaheim 1, but they they kind of tamed the track down quite a bit more. But I think it was a good idea because obviously during practice, the transitions were really soft, so it made it difficult on us no matter what. And I think in general right now, like it just makes for better racing, I think. But overall, it was good. I got 2 good starts. I actually messed up a little bit on the second start, but I could kind of muscle my way through and then had a clear track and pretty much just focus on myself, try to not make mistakes because the track, it got rough and it was hard underneath and really pepply on top. So it really required a lot of focus to not do any mistakes. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with how tonight went, and but we got to keep our head on our shoulders and look forward to the next weekend. It's good and it's fun to celebrate our first win, but there's a lot more races to go, and we just got to keep the focus.
Yeah, my race was pretty decent. I got off to I think about 4th, 5th place start. I kind of needled my way through the first turn there, and it's kind of a lot going on there. The riders are trying to cut down, and didn't want nobody to come underneath you. But overall, found myself in 4th. Marvin and Eli were right ahead of me. Kenny was obviously out front, and from there, just try to click away some laps and. Pretty soon, I think Marvin and Eli started going at it, so I kind of caught up a little bit to them, and then so forth. I was able to make the pass at some point on each of them, and then second, I could see where Kenny was and just trying to gauge where he was at, and but he had a decent sized lead, but for me I was more focused on not really making a crazy mistake. The track was kind of pretty tough tonight, and it would reach out and bite you a little bit if you try too hard. So I just tried to play it cool and just put my laps in and no mistakes and gauge where I was at and see where Marvin was. So try to play around with that a little bit, but then but overall I'm happy with the race, and it's the first time back on the gate and in a while, so it's nice to get things rolling again, but no excuses at all either though, so I'm happy with tonight's performance.
So the goal was to get a good start, obviously, and that's what I did. I was really happy about my start. I went a little too far outside of the first turn, but I was able to be really close to Ken, and obviously I was on the outside on the second turn, so I was second, and man, I really wanted to keep my position. Those guys behind were pushing really hard, and Eli was right there, and Ryan, but it was a good battle. My goal is just to do exactly what I did, and I was a little slow at the beginning of the race, but I got better and better, and I was able to, as soon as Ryan got around Eli, and then Ryan got around me, I was able to regroup a little bit and got better overall, on the track, and I was able to keep the distance with Ryan, and as soon as I passed Eli too, so it was a good race. To be able to get a podium here in Anaheim for the first round is big for me, and I was really looking forward to it, and I knew I was capable, but there were so many good guys right now, and track was tough too. I mean, the obstacles were not very difficult, but the dirt made it really tough, really choppy and challenging, and I think we can do better with the bike too for next weekend.
Kenny, third win in 4 years here. Do you feel any different as far as your prospects for the championship after this one?
It's the first race, but I'm just staying really calm. I think that's where in the previous years, I kind of, got a little too excited in the beginning, but really keeping calm and loose, and just keep my mind on, keep my eyes on the prize, and click off each and every weekend. I think it's important to take this race, and enjoy tonight and tomorrow, but it's important to look ahead and focus on the next race and not get caught up too much with the last one.
Ken, was this the type, like the dirt out there once everything raced in, was it easy to override the dirt, or did you have to keep it down a notch to make sure that you kept traction and whatever?
Absolutely. I think the dirt I thought it was going to get really good, but it seems like from the stuff that they mixed in the morning, which looked like we need it just kind of, there was no lines ever, and it was just really crumbly. So I wasn't really too stoked with the dirt, to be honest, but it's the same for everybody, and you just kind of need to adapt real quick.
And the same thing. I'll move it to Ryan since you answered the dirt. The whoops looked easy and they looked fast early on, but then how bad did they get? I saw you guys going from left to right and experimenting. How bad did they actually get as they got beat up?
Yeah, I think they put a lot of lime in the whoops, and I think they kind of had to because the dirt was so soft. They would just break down building them, but it was kind of interesting because and then the second practice, instead of the whoops kind of getting that goat line where you jump in, and it did get that a little bit, they got really faced and really steep, and they kind of stayed like that, and they stayed tall, they kept their height, but they just got more cupped out and worse as the night went on, and I think like Kenny was saying, that it's so slippery, and that lime, it just keeps drying it out, so you're driving out of a turn, all of a sudden you're coming down the downside of it, and you just start lighting up the tire because it's so hard, and that was the same with the whoops. You had to really not override the track, and it was really loose. But I think they, obviously with all the rain and stuff, it makes sense. So they did a good job considering.
Marvin, I had a question. About 10 minutes to go in the race, after it was about the halfway mark, you saw your teammate get around Eli Tomac. Then I noticed that you kind of picked it up and said, hey, now's my time to strike.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, hey, I was in fourth place, and I was like, well, it's going to be tough to get on the podium tonight, but hey, try to do your best, and I was in fourth position, and I was like, man, we're cutting Eli right now, and but like really, really fast, in one lap, I got in his rear wheel, and Ryan got around him, and I was like, man, I got to do that right now. Like you said, it's my time, and I got to get it done, and I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, like I said, it was a tough track, and I think maybe he ran out of energy a little bit, but we've been working hard, and it showed that we were able to do 20 minutes pretty solid, and I was good towards the end too, so it was good.
Kenny, it's technically your first race kind of on the bike. You race Monster Cup at a different type of Supercross track here. Is there actually stuff you learned today, since it is one of your first runs on it, then there's room to improve maybe?
Totally. I just even this I was kind of hoping we would have a free practice, because I didn't ride since, I haven't ridden since Tuesday, so it's kind of a long time. It just took a little bit of time to get used to, especially coming on a track like that. It was really soft, obviously, in practice, and just kind of weird a little bit, and it just, it's quite a, believe it or not, for us, it's quite a long time not being on the bike, but I wasn't stressing about it at all, so I just made some tiny little adjustments, and it worked out good. I wasn't really messing around with the bike too much, because I'm really happy where I'm at, and that's really the best for me to do, just kind of leave it. And but yeah, at the moment I'm just having a lot of fun. The team is a good time, and they're working hard, and it's all the details that make me super happy. And right now there's really nothing to complain about.
This is for Ken over here.
Sorry.
Two-part question. One, over 16-second gap on the win. Did you expect to come in here against, the tough competition, have such a dominant win? And second part, is this the type of race you like, to get out and out front run your own race, or you prefer to have a battle?
Expecting it, it's always it's hard to expect something like that, but I can tell you that I had no doubt in my mind, and that's ultimately what helps me out a lot. So, but at the same time, you know, there's a lot of good guys out there, and that's what I mean the entire time with keeping the focus, and that's what I've done. You know, I never got too excited. I just tried to stay calm and trust in my capabilities. So, and the second question was about the race. Yeah, it's kind of tough because sometimes, you know, you have a bigger gap and you tend to make little mistakes, but it was nice to obviously have a gap. It just gives you a little bit of breathing room, but also there's enough time for air. You know, sometimes when you're battling with somebody, it keeps your focus a little bit sharper. But I had no problems tonight with that, and it was fun because you couldn't really overwrite the track, so wasn't breathing hard or anything. It kind of just it was like one of those races that could have just kept going, so it was good. But I think in the near future we're going to see tracks being a lot more tacky and we can push more, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It was definitely a little bit of a different Anaheim than I've seen it before.
Hey, Kenny, early in the race you ran a 101, 102s, 102s, 102s. It looked like you found something. Was there something on the track you found early in the race that gave you that extra second?
Not really. I kind of was doing the same thing the entire time. The only thing where I kind of started, not messing up, but I tried to find something different in the whoops, just a little bit of a different rhythm. So I tried to kind of jump it one time, and that didn't work out at all. So I kind of lost a little bit of ground. So I just kind of went back to what I was doing before and just took my time and tried not to rush them, because like Ryan said, it got really steep and like a curb. So if you mess up, it can give you a pretty good kick and you might find yourself on the ground. So I just kind of kept doing the same thing I was doing. I didn't feel like I feel like I could have gone actually faster than them, but at the same time, there was no need to really push the envelope.
All right, guys, once again, let's hear a big round of applause for the podium for the 450 SX class.
Good job, boys.